Archaeologists also takes a very close look at pottery. Now, the first potteries were indeed handmade, often used the baskets as mold, but then the transformation from handmade to wheel-turn pottery is a statement on very major technological step forward. The different types of pottery, the color of the pottery, the particular design and motif painted on the pottery speaks of different archaeological cultures. Similarly, the use of metal technology, first copper, bronze and later iron, found in archaeological context, speaks in volumes of the enormous transformation people underwent with the introduction of metal, a far greater technological advance. These are the indexes how the archaeologists would indicate the gradual change in the way of life of past human communities. Similarly, archaeologists pays a great attention, if and where available, to the burials. If a large number of burials are available, the skeletal remains can be tested to indicate the age of death of these persons. If found on a large number of such skeletons, one can in fact suggest the life expectancy of those people at a very remote period. In many burials, skeletons were interred along with what is called grave goods, various types of objects often of ritual significance, pottery, other metal implements, sometimes very precious or semi-precious stones, gems were interred. The use or elaborate use of grave goods is usually taken as a marker of the beginning of social differentiation from a relatively simpler social life. As we know, the entire history of the Harappan civilization, the first urban society in the subcontinent, is entirely dependent on archaeological material, because so far the script used by the Harappans is yet to be deciphered. What is interesting, how the archaeologists' views change. The terms for understanding Harappan civilization about 30 years ago were often said pre-Harappan, Harappan, post-Harappan, indicating that pre-Harappan and post-Harappan cultures were sharply different from the Harappan civilization itself, indicating thereby the Harappan civilization did not grow out of the existing indigenous condition. Now, with the much greater availability of archaeological material with highly sophisticated analytical tools, archaeologists for the same period would use the classification early Harappan, mature Harappan, late Harappan, indicating that the process of the very complex process of an urban society, urban culture, the complexity of what is called civilization is not a sudden arrival. It has a slow evolutionary process from the early to mature, and then even when Harappan civilization declined, the cities broke up, certain cultural traits percolated, continued to lead to a different formation. That's why the term late Harappan.